Yo,
What it is?
Yeah, free tour, but the
Yeah,
capital
capital
town, jilly.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Coco Masijo, yeah, Cody Congress. Sorry, this isn't a Guardian only live stream. As we're recording now, we just celebrated Ghanaian Independence Day
Amen,
yesterday.
yeah.
Tyra, I know you were celebrating
Throughout
as
the
well.
pieces.
Yeah, you know.
Period.
I
Ghana
know
at
the-
64.
Yeah.
You're a crumb. I'm here.
Literally.
Never lacking.
Never ever lacking her work chrome. Period.
But guys, it's your boy Dens,
It's your girl Lex.
and we are Twin Podcast. But we're not Twin Podcast alone.
Nope.
As I said her name, I would like to, in fact, you introduce her more, because even though like Tyra, you my girl, but she's more Lex's friend.
That's my best friend.
Yeah.
Guys, I'd
Yeah.
like to introduce you to a very special guest that we have in the building today. We have Tyra.
Hello.
AKA Just Archived. Be following her on her socials. They will be on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to ask you a question because we always do whenever we have a guest.
Okay, this is different for me. Usually, I'm the one asking the questions. You get it?
And they gonna find out why. They gonna find out why.
Damn, the interrogation stuff.
You're in the hot seat at the moment. The lights is bright. Are you ready?
I'm
I feel
sweating,
like
can't
this is
lie.
some red table talk.
Don't worry, man.
We're not going to get deep under the surface. No. Okay, question number 1. Could Rose have saved Jack?
Damn, I forgot this is the question.
You be listening every
I
episode.
actually do, but I actually forgot that this was gonna be a question.
Could Rose have saved Jack? The answer's make or break.
Could she have saved him? You know what? Nah, man, that shit was sinking.
You don't think she could have saved him? You don't think there was room on the plank?
Yeah, but it would have both gone down, man.
But isn't that kind of like what you would do in love? Like if it's both of you on a
Romantic.
yeah. No, I'm
Isn't it kinda
joking.
romantic?
I would let her drown. Anyway, huh? What?
Okay.
I feel like there's an agenda of me being. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not
Push the
gonna
agenda
feed it.
on your
You
own.
I'm not
started
gonna feed into it.
Yeah.
Other
can
drink.
ask the second
What is your
question.
beverage of choice? Alcohol. In fact, start off with non-alcoholic and then alcoholic.
Yeah.
Non-alcoholic. Any juice. I
Gotta
like,
be
you
more
know,
specific
my
than that.
pineapple. You know, my apple. You know, put some ginger, celery. I don't know.
We haven't had a pineapple juice, have we?
No.
We haven't had that
We're
many
gonna
guests.
get some
You didn't watch
pineapple.
my life.
True. We haven't had a pineapple juice, but we've only had 2 guests. So.
Yeah.
That's my non-alcoholic, but alcoholic.
Mm.
When outside is open, mojito
It's a
all
mojito.
the
Mojito.
way.
Real ones
Yes.
know.
Do you know? Do you know?
He doesn't know. He don't know. What does he know?
What I do is just I don't know much about cocktails. What I do is just drink the brown,
Yeah.
the Henny.
That's it.
Basic.
Henny get me lit.
He's going to grow up and find out that cocktails are the wave.
No, I like
They really
cocktails. I'm waiting to go to where's that place? The Alchemist. Or whatever.
I haven't
Alchemist.
Yeah.
Be at
of those
one.
type. You haven't been
Many
Alchemist?
places.
Shows how much you know. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, firstly, how's you guys that weekend's been so far?
Good so far, to be honest. Been chilled. Obviously, GH Independence. I was, cooking up, watching No Signal. Actually, I watched the Clash, which was sick.
I loved it.
Like
I loved it.
Clash.
big up No Signal, because that Clash, it was serious.
Yeah.
That's what
It
I
was
like.
serious.
What?
I
GH
loved
back
it.
to back.
Even fam,
guys.
our mum was in the crib going
Nah.
nuts.
When you said
Yeah.
your mum was screaming, I said,
Of course she was
absolutely
screaming.
buy, because of course she is.
Yeah. She said, "I'd like Yankee. I haven't had this since I was a girl."
Yeah,
Big
Nah,
up,
man.
auntie.
It was good. I love when they do like people's Independence Day, because they did Niger Independence Day as well, innit?
They
Yeah.
did Nige.
I love it.
I think they did Jamaica as well,
Yeah.
if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken as well. But they do like loads of people's independence, which is a
Black
big
radio,
thing.
man.
Black radio, man. Gotta
We
big
love
up
them. We
everyone.
do love them, but we'll get on to why we love them later as well. So
How was your weekend?
Innit?
I was thinking, are none of these trifling ass niggas?
I didn't
gonna
ask. I don't know why you're acting up, but I'm asking you.
My weekend's been tiring, not gonna lie. I just came from doing 8-hour shift, so but
Damn.
we keep it grafting. These bears gonna turn into money bags, whatever Big Sean said. One corny line, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But besides from that, my weekend's been fine, man.
Yeah.
It's been cool. It's been cool.
Lex, since we're going around the table.
My weekend has been pretty relaxed, to say the least. I worked a little bit today, but working from home for me is a little different to like other people. But I start like a new I guess a different thing at work tomorrow, which is gonna be sick. Yeah, babe applied and got the job.
Yeah.
So
we elevated money bags.
so I'll be doing something different at work tomorrow. So I'm just kind of gearing up for that. But my weekend's been really chilled. Ghana Independence was really great. I had yam and shofi, and that's really all that I wanted, isn't it? So
Man.
I wanted that.
sorry,
What
I could have
happened?
bought you some.
Hmm?
You know
Did
when
But did
I
you?
went bongo and the owner was there though, but she also didn't get you anything.
Oh, so it's cahoots.
No,
Okay.
she literally was there when I got there, and she waited for me to give her one of my kebab sticks.
Damn.
Is that what you're eating today?
Damn.
I was eating my yam and
You know what's
Not
so
even the
crazy?
leftovers.
Tyra, you know what's so crazy? Josh is a trifling ass nigga because I was while I was working here, because I have to sit in the living room to work at home.
You just
This
saw the
girl-
kebab.
Fam, she walked past me and I looked at her, but I wasn't even looking at her like, oh, you got food type of way. But Lex does this thing where she'll walk. It's that she'll walk whenever she has food or something that she doesn't want other people to see. It's that she does
I
this
didn't hide
overly.
it.
No, that's the point. You do this overly nonchalant, like
I
walk.
did it on
Like she'll have food. She walking around and she look to the side and keep walking.
I was just happy.
No, it's cool. I've seen
You
it.
know your gas that
Never
you
mind.
can't sit in.
This is about
Never
to
mind. The
slap.
other day I was hungry. I was like, oh, McDonald's. Oh, do you want something? It's cool. I shouted it, but it's
Listen,
fine. Nah, it's
next
alright.
time.
From now on, I ain't feeding the streets. Anyway, so Tyra, I feel like I haven't been here in ages.
Nah,
It
I
feels
haven't
like
been here in
ages.
ages.
Yeah, I
I
haven't
Would
spoken
you?
to other people in ages. I'm so excited to
very
see somebody
weird.
outside of my blood. This is so
Getting
mad.
sick of us.
But yeah. So Tyra, what
do you do?
What would be the best way to describe you?
I always struggle actually describing myself, or when
Mm.
people ask me, "What do you do?"
Mm.
Because I do so many things.
Talk that talk.
I wear so many hats.
You better,
So I'm
you better
like-
speak on it.
Mm.
I do me, but I'm a video editor,
Mm.
video producer. I create social. I create content on YouTube.
Period.
Mm.
I create content on YouTube and social media for other brands.
Mm.
I do many things, but that's just some of them. Yeah.
See, I like that. And what I want to do is how would you describe Tyra, or through what lens would you view Tyra into
It
like what she does?
It depends.
Oh, in terms of what she
Not
does.
as a person, we know she's lovely, she's a sweetheart. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
But,
In terms of-
like-
if somebody
Let's
asked
go over
me
it. Yeah, like-
what Tyra does,
Mhm.
as I wouldn't necessarily even lead with what she specifically does for work, but I would say like Tyra is a media boss. Like just
I
if-
like that.
if it's a mogul. If it's media, it's Tyra. Like it's literally like
Yeah.
this. So whether it's socials, media management, whether it's actually creating content, whether it's editing videos, whether it's physically, I guess, setting up the whole process, that's Tyra. Like she's just a media boss.
Yeah, it's really start
If
to
it's
finish.
media, it's her. She edits her little life away. So
Yeah,
that's what I would
actually do.
say. And photography, don't forget.
That's true.
So yeah, photographer, videographer, an artist. Period.
Basically, yeah.
Period.
Basically, yeah. Like, don't call me a rapper.
Yeah, she's an artist,
I'm
too.
not a rapper.
No,
I'm
no,
not a
no.
rapper.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's what I would say.
That's sick. The lens in which I say I was introduced to you as, of course, just my sister's friend at first, and then where was it that
The
that was
plug?
like,
The plug?
Was it a plug?
I think
Would it
so.
have been a plug?
Yeah,
It would have been the
I
plug.
think, yeah, it was the plug, and I was just like, wow, this baby's
plug
really
too.
creative.
the
Yeah,
plug too.
When I was
Sick.
on stage, just like trying not to fall off while Heady One was
Yeah.
performing.
Yeah,
and
exactly, it
the
was
whole
that.
man them were on the stage. Yeah.
it was that event, and I was just like, oh yeah, no, cool. So like, Tyra actually does this videography thing like seriously, in terms of like capturing moments and stuff. And I always think that's interesting as somebody else who's capturing somebody else's memories.
Yes.
Like, and I don't feel like people pay enough attention to that, because in your role you're not supposed to get attention.
Yeah.
So in somebody who captures memories, or something from an event, or something that you've done that you were at a gas that you caught, like what's a memorable moment for you?
I would say the plug was one of them. Like, just because, like, okay, we had Heady One performing and Samwise. Yeah, Samwise and YSO.
And Abra
But
as well.
yeah, Abra wasn't even supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Like,
I
he
swear.
just
He
pulled
wasn't
up.
planned.
He
Yeah,
just
I
pulled up on
remember.
a random
Oh no.
and came through to like support Heady. And I think that what happened there, I just like, that was even like a last minute thing. Like I made sure, like I think I was next to Lex, and I literally ran. I was like, I gotta go.
I was like, she working.
I gotta go. Ran onto the stage because I could see that something was about to happen. Like, so I would say then, but like I'm sure there's loads of other moments, even like in like normal everyday life, like with, you know, Lex, with my friends, like I don't know, like I just see things and I'm like, this will be a good moment to remember. And then it turns out that way through the picture.
Tyra always has the pictures you wish.
I even have my camera on me now.
Do you get what I mean? Whenever something happens after the fact, there'll be a photo that Tyra took and you didn't even realize that it was a moment until you got the photo.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that was happening. Oh my god, that's
literally
so sweet.
Like, at the plug. I remember at the plug. That's why I met your brother as well.
Oh yeah, shout out Corey.
Shout out Corey. Yeah, and then I was, you took a picture and I was just like, right, this is one of that. I remember I was wearing an Adidas white jumper. I still have it in my tag. I had to delete a couple of those on Instagram because it's some of like secondary school. Like, I've got a beard now, so it is what it is. But no, but I remember that picture and I was just like, right, like that. The way the aesthetic of that is how I describe that event. Like that event, like that was one of the first music places I've been to, and I will always remember it through that picture as well. So personally, if I haven't said it before, thank you for letting me like remember it in that capacity. How did you get into videography and capturing moments?
I feel like I kind of always did it, but I would say through like school. So in school, I did media, so like as one of my GCSEs, and you know we had to like make short films and like analyze TV shows and stuff like that. And like through just like literally picking up a camera, I was like, yo, this is sick. Like having to make your own short film when you're like, I don't know how old you are when you're doing your GCSEs.
Like 15.
Like, sorry, what? This is mad. And then so I was like, you know what, I want to do this media thing, but like obviously media is like so huge, so I was kind of like quite adamant to find out like where do I fit into this like quote unquote industry. And I can't lie, I had like my teachers tell me like, you know, it's a very competitive. I'm like, shut up, fam.
I'm the favorite thing to say.
First of all, I'm the best performing in the class. So what's the conversation?
Damn.
Do you get
it? Nah, but it'd be like that though.
That's what they'd be saying.
Yeah, that's what they'd be saying. But so through that, I kind of just kept on doing it in order to just like find out where I wanted to be placed. So funny enough, after that, well, when I was doing my GCSEs, you know, you do like your work experience, right? So I was like, okay, this is cool. This is perfect. Like, let me not get a work experience in like some retail shop. Like why would I need that? Like I'm not going to be working retail all my life. That doesn't make sense for me to do. So I was like, cool, let me see if I can get like a radio like work experience or something, because at the time I was watching like loads of Breakfast Club, loads of like interviews, loads of like YouTube in general. So I was just like, what, let me see. So funny enough, I had a family friend that worked at a radio station. It was actually Deja Vu. If you know Grime, then you know that Deja Vu is like one of the main historical ones. So he worked there, and I was like, calm, like, can I come through? can this be my work experience thing? So yeah, like that was it. I was like 15, 16, however old you are. Went through, did the work experience, and then after that I was like, yo, I gotta keep doing this, you know. Like I was like, okay, I'm this age now. By the time I get to uni, or by the time I get to the age, I want to have X amount of experience, because I knew that whether I went to uni or not, I would need experience to do what I need to do, because, you know, everyone's always like, you know, we can't hire you because you have no experience. Like, first of all,
how am I going to get experience?
How am I going to get hired?
If I can just pause you there, how old are you when you said you did this? Like when you started working, like 15, 16?
Like 15, 16.
Cool. This is why you post-grad people, are bastards. Because a lot of people won't, like, even like if within work experience, like you you're lucky enough or you are dedicated enough to be like, I want to go into work experience in something that I actually have an interest in, not just something that I can like tick down. Loads of people did stuff that they could just tick down, or they did things that they thought they wanted to do at the time. Football coaching. I
think that's fine though.
That was suggested to them.
Yeah. No,
teachers will be like, you should do some work experience at the old people's home.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But later on, it comes back to like bite a lot of us like post grad lot, because then it's like everywhere you're applying to, regardless of what your degree is and stuff, it's like, okay, where's your experience?
Yeah.
But it's very, it's very commendable that at a young age you're like, cool, I want to do experience and things. Continue.
Yeah. So, so I did the work experience, and I was like, you know what? I want to try and find something like every year. So I was like, cool, 16, I've done that. And I like the radio thing, so let me see if I can find different work experience. Every year, like I found something, whether it was like shadowing somebody, doing a taster day to see what stuff I like, what stuff I don't. And I actually did one, I think it was like maybe the year before applying for like when you do your UCAS and all of that. And it was like a taster day with like, it was mad. It was in Harlow. I was like, I remember applying.
Deep SS.
I remember applying and I didn't know it was there. So I applied. You know when you just apply and you forget about it?
Yeah, I did.
And then so I checked my email and I was like, Harlow, what is there?
Yeah.
Like, where? How am I gonna get there? Like, what? But fam, it must be God, because I had a family friend, her daughter had just started working there, like in one of the hospitals there. So I was like, fam, she lives across the road from me. This is my it. Yeah. So yes, she took me. It was only like 2 days. She took me and I did like magazine, like work experience, journalism. There was like a professional from like every industry. So like TV, radio, like journalism, like print, like different stuff. Like, so it was good, and I could like kind of see, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and just kind of go from there. So then I was like, okay, yeah, this media thing is making sense. Like, you know, I've done this little taster. Like uni's coming now. They're asking me to pick stuff at A-levels or whatever. Like, let me continue with that. So I continued, and then kind of just like did the best I could do. I remember actually in college doing media. First of all, my teacher hated me. I think she was jealous of me, not gonna lie. She was the one that said, it's really competitive, you know? Shut up.
Man, say you hate me because you can't beat me.
Because you ate me.
Word. But you know what, like, that's a me, but I know like some people will take that and like, this is a dub. This is not gonna work.
It's not gonna work, yeah.
But luckily for me, I was just like, fam, you don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, did media in college, did like stuff about films and movies and like different stuff like that. And actually, funny enough, in my class, Alex Bance was in my class.
Who's Alex?
Mr. Reload It. He was in my class. Yeah. Still funny then. There was actually like a bunch of people in my class that like are doing big things like right now, so shout out to them. But yeah, it was just interesting. So then obviously uni came around. I went to University of Leicester, guys, at the peak of time, which was interesting. But going from when I went to first year, I didn't pick up a camera at all, which was crazy because like all this time I had been like documenting in some way, but I made friends with people that were like really creative, like, you know, Benga.
Yeah, I literally about to say.
And like me and him, like he would film stuff like just with like people that we knew and stuff like that. And like he would, you know, pull up like edit stuff, and like we'll bounce like ideas off each other, or like I'll play a track and like that's a track he'll use in the edit or something like that. So it kind of like just stuff that was going around in the year group that I was coming up with, kind of just like inspired me. Like my year was like Nella, Mela, Benga, like all of them lot. So
damn, your year is mad, like mad creative.
So I was like, you know what? Let me let me see it. Let me go back to the radio thing. Let me pick up a camera. And I remember it was summer 2016.
We met that summer.
Yeah, that's when I met Lex, actually.
It was a good summer still.
It was a good summer.
For you guys, yeah.
All summer
Haters.
16.
All summer 16. But yeah, so I picked up a camera. I remember I went to Shoreditch. I picked up my camera. I was like, you know what? Let me just vlog. Let me just like get familiar with using my camera again. That's when I started my YouTube channel. Just like, not even to do YouTube, but just to like familiarize myself with like
the landscape
and like just shooting and stuff. So I'd go to like shows, I'd go see people perform like Lancey, I'd go to like Future Sounds, like be around Shoreditch. Like this is when I started doing Syndicate. I was doing a work experience at Radar Radio at the time, with P Montana and Hema.
What?
Yeah, so basically my brother is like cool with him, so he was like, I was like, I'm looking for work experience. I was like emailing stations and stuff like that, and like nobody was really like on it like that. And then he was like, you know what, like let me talk to a few people. So he hooked it up. I sent my like what I wanted to P Montana. And he was like, yeah, cool, come true. Like,
So
anybody that's met P that knows. Yeah, come true. Yeah. So I was like, cool. So I was essentially the radio assistant. And
what was that like?
It was good. It wasn't like, you know, you hear assistant, you're like, get me my cow.
Yeah, that's
like,
that's literally what I was thinking about. I thought you could have run around.
It
My drops.
But no, it wasn't like that at all. It was like, it was pretty chilled. Like I would just, you know, do the socials, make sure everything's set up properly, like make sure the audio is sounding right, stuff like that. But yeah, that was my first time meeting both of them, and like that we hit off, like the vibe was right, and then eventually like there'll be times where I'll be on the air and stuff like that. So it was cool. And then obviously I met the Syndicate lot, and they all kind of like, oh, what word you do this, you edit.
That's how
like
them lot chat as well. Yeah,
literally.
right. You do it, or boss. Yeah.
Much like what you, so what you so
Yeah.
so they kind of like scooped me. I remember they must have pulled up and they were doing a pilot there to see if that's where they were going to be airing their show. And obviously I was with Montana doing what I do, and they asked me, oh, like, can you monitor our sound levels? And I was like, okay, yeah, cool. And then it kind of just turned into, oh, what do you do? Like, oh yeah, like I, you know, edit videos and stuff. And they were like, oh yeah, cool, can you, like, we've got some shows, like, so I kind of like, I literally like became a member, because I know it started before me. Like I think it started in like 2016. I asked Mosh this the other day, I was like, when did this just start?
Yeah, I think it was 2016.
He said 2016, that's when it started, like officially.
But it wasn't really much without you there. That's
2015, I think like 2015. Oh shit. So that's when I pulled up 2016.
Got it first time as well.
Yeah, I don't know, meant to be, right? Meant to be, right? Like, yeah, so it was just crazy. Like, even when I think back at it, I'm just like, that trajectory of my life is like pretty consistent. But
like smooth
very,
as
very
well.
consistent.
Like,
yeah.
like you had to put yourself in positions, and like the rest of it like kind of fell into place. Can you say?
Yeah, I think the thing was that just like keep doing something. Like, I don't know, like people that make content and stuff, like I don't know if you ever feel like I just have to keep making something. Like,
oh
yeah.
that's
I
what,
can't
that's what
like
we're doing here. Yeah.
or like we hear like I can't like I have to do, like I have to be doing something. So that's how I felt. So like every year I just feel like I have to be doing something. Like, what am I doing? Like, because I feel like I'm just squandering my life. Like, what am I doing here?
Definitely.
Like,
I think experiences are, everybody knows me when it comes to experiences. I'm just like, it's a 10 out of 10 thing that you need to be doing with your life. And I feel like when you're younger, I think that's the time to be able to cultivate what kind of spaces that you like to be in. I was very much in the poetry space them times. Just finding myself among 18-year-olds when I was like 15, going to shows by myself. And I feel like that's how you build up your network. So in the same way as when Tyra was working with P Montana, I knew him because, again, I was going outside, again, involved in things. I met him through like promoting an event for my friend's brother, all of these things. And he was like to me, wait, swear down, you know Tyra. And I was like,
Oh yeah, when he clocked.
when he realised.
He was like,
that
what?
we
You
knew
know
each other.
Lex?
When we became
Yes.
friends, he was like, well, how did...
Yeah,
And it's
definitely.
just, the world is very, very small. And I
It
feel
is.
like if you use that to your advantage, you'll find that the people who are just your mates or just people that you know, they're your network.
Yeah, that's why I was asking really, because I feel like it's kind of like the same thing with me. Like I say, like it's so mad, but having older siblings that helps you out a lot with this stuff. As you said, like P Montana was your.
The thing is, my brother is bait, so that
Having
helps.
older siblings that are bait as well helps.
It
Like I would say, Lex is bait. Like you can do all of this. I wouldn't know you without Lex. I wouldn't go to like so many like different places and events and stuff. If it was older, you know what? Yeah, y'all niggas really be coming.
Onto something.
Yeah, you know what?
Coming clutch, yeah.
Yeah, you lot come in clutch. And I feel like once you have like an older sibling, you're kind of like more comfortable speaking with people older than you.
Yeah.
Which kind of like you then become more confident, I guess, in speaking with people your age.
Yeah.
Because you're used to having to introduce yourself to people already.
Yeah.
So what was I gonna say with that? Yeah, within like other spaces, when I've gone to like uni and stuff like that, or if I've had to like go into places outside of like my house, I found it easier to communicate with people, and you kind of, not that you guys, your older siblings curate your taste, but you get an aspect or a view or something. You're like, I either like this or I don't, and I can kind of already see this through somebody else's experiences, and I can decide if that's what I want to do myself. So I feel like I've done that with like you like a lot of the time. Like,
Yeah, for sure. I think it's the same with me, to be honest. We have obviously an older sister that we talk about that does not listen to the podcast.
she doesn't want us to talk about her either.
And
But
that's
hey,
what we're gonna do.
we still here every day now. Stop, nigga.
On the black.
On the black. You ever
All
go
day.
night, nigga?
Literally. But because the age gap is the same, because she's 3 years older than me and I'm 3 years older than Den's, well, 2 to 3, the people that I know that are her age, I feel like they're just my age mates. I don't know how to put it, but
Yeah, it's
I
very
can't-
familiar.
I can't see people who are older than me as like, oh, you're older than me.
Because you're not that much older than me.
Period. So
Literally.
when, do you get what I mean? And you find it out that when you realize that you are kind of in the same spaces with the people who are so much older than you,
It's not really that.
it's not really all that different. We all know each other somehow, and I
Yeah.
think that's why when I got to uni, I didn't feel like it was weird talking to third years, but everybody was like, oh, how do you know? Not talking like that, by the way. Let me just clarify. I'm just going to clarify. I don't mean talking like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if there were people in third year, I didn't think it was like, oh my God, I can't talk to them because they're in third year and I'm in fresh. I'm a fresher. Yeah, okay. But like, they're younger than my older sister, who I feel like is my age mate. And they go to the same places. Like, some of those people had been at events that I was at. They were doing things that I was interested in. And I feel like if I never spoke to them, half of what I even felt like I accomplished in my first year of university would not have been accomplished. Because I found like the creatives.
Yes.
And they were all older than me at the time. And it was me speaking to them where I got to know the other creatives who were my age in uni. So it was just like, what if I never spoke to them?
And that's why, like, when, like, with what you said, like, the people who are in your year as well,
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes a lot of people see, like, or for at least from, like, a social aspect on, like, viewing content, people see a lot of, like, the creatives and it's just, like, did these lot, like, actually, were they actually friends or they just come to do, like, a link up? And it's,
they were
like,
actually
it's very
friends. They're
easy.
friends.
It's actually very easy to be friends with people that are in the same field or thing as you
Yeah.
because
You like the
you
same
guys like the
things.
same
That's why we became
stuff.
friends.
Like,
We like the same things.
Literally. Like, it's very easy. Like, even when I think back to uni times, like, there was, like, I don't want to say a collective, but there was, like, a group of people you knew, like, okay, these people do this, and, like, they link up, and they generally have, like, friendships. That's why they're linking up in the first place.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I definitely agree with Lex. Like, wow, them people are there.
Being like-minded, it always makes sense.
I agree. Sorry, I interrupted your journey. So we were at you've joined Syndicate
Yeah.
and you've become a part of it, like an integral part of it. How
Yeah.
did you find that experience of like being, I guess, front and center in contrast to previously being like behind the scenes?
It was, well, when I first started, I was still behind the scenes. Like, obviously now we have the podcast, Syndicate Radio, No Signal.
So I'll go on it. We go
Wednesday.
yeah.
fortnightly, 7 to 9. But
say just one more time for the people in the
oh,
back.
What, say again right now?
Yeah.
Syndicate Radio. We're airing on No Signal. We air every Wednesday, well, every other Wednesday, 7 to 9. So
Did you bitch ass niggas hear that? Did you hear that? Wednesday, fortnightly,
7 to 9 p.m.
7 to 9 p.m.
at Syndicate London.
Square.
If you're missing it,
Shameless plug,
you're
but
missing
yeah,
out on life.
There's no
Sorry,
shame
continue.
in the plug.
there's no shame. But yeah, so initially, like, obviously it was literally no face, no case. Like, I was just behind the scenes. Like, I don't even think I was talking on the mic yet, because we hadn't even started Syndicate Radio. Well, we had started, but I wasn't talking.
What
like,
year is this?
Like 2016. So this would have been like the Young Bane era, like the
That's a good time.
yeah. That was the
Yeah,
era.
Rihanna,
So
innit? Them times.
That was a fine word.
I think this is even like just
Worked
off the
that
back
time.
of Full Moon. Like, so
Mm.
26,
early.
because that would have
was a
been
good
good.
time.
You're right, still.
That was a great time.
That was a great time for music.
Great
So
age.
I wasn't on the mic or anything, so I was still very much behind the scenes. Even when I was like having to edit stuff, I remember the first show I edited was, I think it was a Bonkers show, but then after that was Koji's show at Jazz Cafe.
Ooh.
So even then I was still behind the scenes. Like, I don't even think I was going to the events to shoot it yet, because I was in uni. So in the summer they had what's the word? They had recruited me, and I was like, yeah, like, I'm going back to uni. Like,
Yeah.
I actually have to go back. So basically Mosh was able to like shoot. He was still in London. Obviously he's older than me, so he was still shooting, and he would send me the files, and I'll be at uni like beep beep bap bap boop boop editing, while like after I've done my work, or before, like I started integrating it into my life, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. Like, I actually enjoy doing this. Like, I want to keep doing this. Like, I still want to do this and be a part of the team. Cool. And then obviously Syndicate Radio happened, and we trialed it for time, like making sure like the format was right, who was going to be in it, who wasn't. And then obviously it was me, Mayers and Mosh. So that's literally how it went. Like, I went from behind the camera literally to like being in front of the camera, being behind the mic, and like my face, I didn't have a bad face at all. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was very different for me. Like, even being here, like being in front of the camera now, like I'm more used to it now, because obviously I do YouTube and stuff. But even still, because like my 9 to 5 is still me behind the camera, it's still very weird to me. Like, but yeah, I guess it is what it is. I do both.
Period.
Yeah.
I guess.
Let's
But
do both.
yeah. So then obviously graduated. I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? I don't like. Everybody's thought that like shit. Like, what am I actually gonna do? Like, life's getting real.
Yeah.
Can't lie. The bubble of uni has been popped.
Yeah.
Back to reality. Back to home. Like, living
That's
with
the
your
worst part, innit?
parents,
Yeah.
living with your parents and stuff like that.
Sorry.
Not having your own space. Cool. Yeah, I think, you know what, the job I applied to or got after graduating, I didn't have to go to uni for that at all. At all. It was strictly off the back of my experience. And I knew, like, going into uni, I knew that I didn't need to do this per se. Even my mum was like, you don't have to go to uni, but you need to know what the hell you're doing. So if you don't have a plan,
then go.
Then you need to be going, because I don't know what you're doing.
I feel like I'm the same as you in that regard, because for English, like, and writing, like, I knew I didn't need to go in like uni for that. Like, I'd say, like, very much like, as you say, I was quite confident in my ability to like write and stuff.
Yeah, word.
But it's like I kind of went for the growth as a person because I need that.
Yeah, you went for the vibes.
Yeah, for the vibes. Like, I needed to know what the vibes was like. Like, especially like very much at home all the time.
Yeah,
It's
like,
mind-numbing.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially when you're creative. Like, you go out for like, I
Shade.
guess creative stuff, but more time like you're in your house.
Yeah.
And you actually need to like know how people operate and stuff.
Yeah, like I wasn't trying to stay in London. I
Mm.
was like, let me just venture out a bit. And I know it's so mad because if I didn't go, my life would be so different. Like completely different. Like my entire life would be different. But yeah, so I got the job. I started pretty much like immediately. I want to say like a week or two. And yeah, I just posted in that Shoreditch. Did that for like, you know what, I got there and I was like, I don't know, I always have this feeling when I apply to somewhere, how long I'm supposed to be there. I don't know if anybody else like can relate, but when you get there, you're like, okay, I know that I'm gonna be here for this time because I don't know, like 9 to 5 just doesn't. Like, I know like this is not my.
Like, yeah.
I just know this is not my life. Like, I know that this can't just be it. Like, I'm sitting at my desk, like, them man are talking about pensions. Like, this can't be it. Like, come on now. Like, this is a cap. This has got to be a cap.
Doesn't end here.
So, and I was like, that sucks. That's like not the life I want to live. But also when I was there, I realized that they had a post-production side to the company, because I didn't know that when they had a production side to the company. I didn't know about when I applied. So I was like, let me see what these lot are saying. I remember they had some company meeting and one of the guys from production was talking, and I was like, okay, let me familiarize myself with this guy. And then I found that the production team wasn't even that small, wasn't even that big, sorry. It was like a handful of people. But I was like, let me go inside their eye and email them all the time or like chat to them to try and get like some more experience. Like, I was like, I'm trying to freeload this. I'm trying to get everything out of this like experience, because I knew from then, I was like, you know what, this editing YouTube videos thing all day every day, it's not even like original content I was editing. It was like TV shows, repurposing them for like YouTube, for like TV networks and stuff, or like streaming networks. So I was like, this is dead. This is not even original stuff. It's not even like I'm editing something from scratch, like I filmed it or anything like that. I'm just like, oh yeah, I've watched this episode before, or this is a new episode. Okay, yeah, I've got to edit it. So I was like, let me see what the production are saying, so at least I can either film something or like something. I kept emailing, and it was like literally towards the end of when I left, essentially, when I got the second one, which was with a bigger brand as well, and I was a camera operator. Okay. So this time I was actually handling the camera. I didn't even know completely what I was doing, because the cameras that they were asking me to handle, like, were more advanced than the camera I was using to shoot stuff for Syndicate.
Sometimes you have to blag it.
So I blagged it. They were like, oh yeah, you know, yeah. Quick YouTube.
You'll find out.
There's nothing you can't learn off of YouTube. Like, I literally taught myself everything. And most, like 95% of what I know.
Can you say that again,
from
please?
YouTube. 95% of what I know from my job is from YouTube.
Just so I can pause you there. Don't, like, with literally what you just said, like, if there's something that you feel like you can't do or you don't have access to, there's so many channels and revenues, or especially like with the internet now, and YouTube especially, like, where you can just watch and find out.
I live on
just do it.
Money have to make, like,
I live on
Google,
That's
YouTube.
what Jermaine tells me all the time. It's just like, Jermaine's a guy that I do stuff with, like creative stuff. And he's like, okay, cool. If people are closing the doors down on this, or they're not allowing access through this, just do it yourself.
Yeah, literally. So that's what I did. I did my YouTubes and Googles on how to operate this, instruction manual, everything. So when I got there, I actually looked like I knew what I was doing, but I promise you, before this, I didn't have a clue. I didn't have a clue. So that's what I did. I did like audio production, like actually managing and like handling the camera, like shooting people like celebs and stuff like that. Yeah. Some of it was live, some of it was like having to sit down and stuff like that. And I was like, this is the one. This is the one. This is my get out of jail free card. So I was like, calm. So then, yeah, I remember at the time, by then I was tired of my job. Like I physically was tired with like the pace, and also like I was getting migraines and stuff. Like my health wasn't that good, so I knew I need to get the heck out of here ASAP. So I applied. I was even so bothered with it that I applied in the kitchen on my lunch break on LinkedIn. That's how bothered I was at that point.
Wait, what?
So like, you know, at work, yeah, people I don't know, I think it's because when you're fresh out of uni, people try to take advantage of you. So they try to pile everything on you, but they don't want to give you more money.
It's because they think you're dying for the experience.
It's like it's kind of like
I
what
was like, okay,
these brands do with YouTube and
right,
creators and stuff like that.
right.
Crazy.
Oh, I don't want to shout.
So I was like, okay. If that's the game you want to play, okay, you met your match still. A couple of days later, I got a call. And I picked up. I didn't know who it was. I was like, hello, this is Tyra speaking. And it was the person from the company that I had applied to. And I had forgotten, like, I was like, which company is this? I was trying to think, like, which company?
Yeah.
And then, obviously, they let me know who it was. And I was like, yeah, cool. I was on a phone interview. I was at work. I stepped outside to a little courtyard. And I did the call. Like, I did the interview. The interview call.
It'd be like that.
What, while you were at work?
Yes, while I was at my job.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
like, okay,
so
cool.
nuts.
I can't, like, I aced it.
That's so nuts. Like,
It's
imagine,
nuts.
like,
I
imagine
put
that.
my resignation on
Nah,
their paper.
imagine
I
like
work
if
for.
I'm working on imagine
Yeah.
like I want you guys to like kind of put this into perspective.
It was tight.
If
but
you're
I
like
had
if you're
to
in
do
a if you're in a retail job, or let's say, and then you're on the shop floor and then you get a call and then you go behind like one of the pillars like
I was like,
hello.
It's a must.
uh,
It's a must.
Yes,
you have
I-
to not turn up to your
I
shifts.
did apply for this role. Yeah.
You have to not
Yeah.
turn up to your
Hello?
shifts because you need to
That's
go to your
crazy.
next workplace. I was printing my resignation right there with one of my team leaders because
Energy.
we were both leaving.
energy.
He was like, use this computer, man.
Wait, is this where I worked?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like
Printing my
you're not
resignation
using
there,
the
yeah.
printer.
We were using the printer to
That's
print my
so nuts.
resignation.
But sorry, go on. So you got a call in the courtyard.
So I got
they
a
gave
call
you
in the courtyard, and she was like, "Okay, cool." Like she seemed gassed. Like I aced it. I didn't know how many stages there were gonna be. There was 2 more after that. So literally, from that call, she was like, "Oh, when are you next available to have a in-person meeting?" Da, 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 da. I was like, "Cool." So I got there, got interviewed by the woman that I was on the phone with, and it was her and her manager. So I went in, and kind of like they loved me. Period. Like they love me. I was like, really? Like I'm not even doing anything like the most, but fine. And then, like I said, the woman was gonna go on holiday, and so she was like, yeah, you'll hear back after in a couple of weeks. I was like, fine. Literally, I got home. They called me and they were like, actually, we're not really interested in interviewing anyone else. We want to offer you the job. I think I called.
You called me. I was in Budapest.
I called lectures in Budapest, and I was like, I got the job.
I was just shouting. I was like, of course you got the job.
Because I was like, fam, I'm at the
It's huge.
gutter.
Do you know?
I feel like I made that.
She was dying to leave the other place.
I was dying for it.
When you said that just now, I thought of the last call on College Dropout,
Yeah.
where it's like where the people there sign Kanye and then the beat goes out. It's like okay, can we look at the Rockefeller deal? And it goes rock. When you said that just now,
Yeah.
all I could think about is so this fragrance on you.
But yeah, I was happy, man. I was happy. I think it was the summer as well.
Yeah,
I think I
it
went
was definitely
to
like August.
that August. Obviously, we recessed, we aid, and
We
then
definitely aid
I
that
started,
summer,
man.
What a great summer.
Oh, you aid, as in like the girl
Yeah,
aid.
it was summer.
Okay, I was thinking, what the
2019.
hell are you
Summer
guys talking about?
2019.
It was summer 2019.
Yeah, because I remember in November I went to Jamaica.
Mm.
In fact, yeah, I had already booked Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to tell my workplace, like, when they gave me the contract, like, oh yeah, like I need these days off because
I'm not gonna be here.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it was
gonna be here.
2019. I was definitely in Budapest at the time.
Damn. So Okay, that's crazy.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like
Again, like the trajectory is like very like it's very like smooth. Like again through perseverance.
yeah.
Like there was the dip with the retail bit, but that's
It
still
wasn't even-
It's expected.
in what you. Do you know what I mean? Like in what you. I mean, in just terms of like what you wanted to do. Yeah, no, that's very impressive, man. Kudos to you, Nikki. Like I'm very impressed. So it's bare stuff I didn't know about you, you know.
Yeah, like I don't even think I've even necessarily told that entire story like that. But sometimes I think about it and I think like, rah, like I rate you.
So if you fast forward to, let's say, last year, lockdown came about and everybody started getting into things that they were doing. So anybody who knows anything about the No Signal team will know that they are also the Recess team.
Yeah.
There are
miss
obviously
Recess
like
so
an
much.
expanded, there's an expanded team. I miss Recess so much. But thinking back to the events that they were putting on, etc., they were largely in communication with a number of DJs and, you know, that particular space. So when would you say the connection came about between No Signal, i.e. the No Signal team, and No Signal Radio, and then Syndicate Radio, the podcast, being hosted then on No Signal? Because you guys were already a podcast.
Yeah.
We've been listening. You guys were already a podcast before then. So how did the transition come about?
That was all Mosh. Like Mosh is just bait.
Yeah,
Like he does his thing in music. So he knows people, and I think JoJo's his age mate. I could be mistaken, don't know. But so they know each other to some capacity from doing music. And yeah, he just asked him. Literally, he just asked him. And he was like, okay, yeah, cool. Like, I remember the conversation, like, we were like, bam, like, are you seeing what's happening? Like, this No Signal thing, like, it's sounding, I don't even know if this would have been like 10v10 times, but they didn't even have that many, like, they hadn't reached out to many people, like,
they didn't have a
DJs,
lot
radio
of shows
personalities.
on
Like,
when it past the 10v10
Yeah.
stage,
Yeah,
I
like-
remember.
I remember you guys were one of like the first. I remember
Yeah.
like
yeah, like, they
like
didn't-
shows being on
yeah,
it.
they didn't have like a lot at the time, so we just asked. We were like, that would be like good look, like that would just be like, it's a black platform, like black radio for the people, by the people. Is that not our ethos? Are we not championing black artists and like music and like that whole scene? So like it just made sense. So Mosh asked and he was like, yeah, like go through, like this, what slots can you do, what slots do you have available, kind of thing. And like, yeah, it literally just happened like that. Like, it sounds so simple, but it really was that simple. Like,
Can
literally
be.
just asked.
Damn. No, that's so sick. That's so sick. Shout out again to No Signal, like just for the space they've
We love them
created,
over here.
and again like, yeah, matching that ethos of for us, by us.
Fubu.
Yeah, for real. And the studio looks really nice.
Yeah.
Now, like, it's coming along his way.
It's coming along really nicely.
I need to see that place, man. That place is
Yeah, you
looking
haven't-
like
you
some
haven't
hub.
touched it,
Like, it
yeah.
looks crazy.
It looks so
but
good.
it's
I loved
so
watching it
big
on
what they're
YouTube.
doing, man. Like, fam, they literally built that from the ground up. Like,
No, like literally.
in this whole period, like, that's like they've literally like changed everything.
I think it's something about knowing what the gap is and being about what you say you're about, that I feel like they've done so well, because the gap we've been missing black radio. That's a fact. Like, that's a fact.
Facts.
And I genuinely think there's always a market for people enjoying the things that are common to them, things that they like, things that feel like home. And I feel like, yeah, they've done that really, really well with all the different shows. One sick show that I was listening into was the sample one.
Oh yeah.
Spot
You
the
know,
sample.
that's like my whole thing. I loved that. That was so good. But yeah, when I remember what it is, then I'll put it in the description. But yeah.
I love the Floor Mag.
Oh yeah.
The Floor Mag super albums as well. Who
Yeah.
did they do the other day?
I wasn't listening to the last one.
I can't remember. You know.
I'm so annoyed because
You
I
were
proper
literally
I proper
tuned
like
in.
that one.
You were literally
Who
tuning.
was it? Frank Ocean. Yeah, it was Frank Ocean. They
Yes,
had
yes.
Manelia and I forgot the other person who was on it, which is terrible of me. But it was sick. I love that, man. You don't know how much I love Frank Ocean, man.
Stan account.
what a
at this
guy,
point.
what
That's
a
what we
guy.
were supposed to
Yeah.
talk about today, but we
Fam.
ended this episode.
Word.
Yeah, no. I do have one more question, but I wanted you to ask it from a YouTube perspective. Like, how have you found the space of being of quote unquote being a YouTuber?
It's interesting. There's a lot of politics, you know.
Really?
Like, there's a lot of politics, especially if you're a black content creator, especially if you're based in London. Like, being black or just being based in London is completely different in comparison to like what these American babes are getting. And also, I kind of already knew that because of managing YouTube channels already. So I kind of knew what that whole thing was about, and especially like where I am now, where I'm not booking the talent, but I'm being made aware of the operations and how much money people get, how much they don't, who's picking who, that kind of thing. So I'm kind of just like, yeah, this is a game. This is a game. So it's a very like up and down industry, like especially in terms of like who gets what. The algorithm's always changing. Like, it's very like temperamental, but people that have their audiences and get their audiences, they can make serious P from this thing.
Really?
They can.
I have a question, but I don't want you to get in trouble in it, so I won't ask it.
I mean, trouble.
Trouble.
Ask away.
Alright, cool. If anything, we can cut this out of it. But
don't make more work.
I'm gonna be doing it anyway.
Keep it in, man.
Do you see like a difference between like the white content creators and the black content creators? Like,
There is a difference.
There is a difference.
I'm not, but I'm asking it. Like, yeah,
it's a huge difference.
You think it's a huge difference?
Yeah, there is.
Even the way in terms that they're treated, like
yeah, because that's perception. There's already societal perception. So whether you're a content creator or not, that's going to be put on you in how people approach you and how people communicate with you, and all of that all goes into it. Yeah, like it literally all goes into it. So that's what I would say on that. There's a difference, trust me.
I've definitely seen a difference.
And I see that from not even just from hearing things and like the overall industry. Like, my friends make content. My friends are black. So hearing what they go through, what they've been through for time, like, it's not cap what people are saying about there being a influencer pay gap. Like, I see the results of it.
It's not just infographics on Instagram.
Yeah.
But also, I think like it depends on, people wonder about like why the conversation's not happening. The conversation is happening. It's just that the people who have the money and the power to change it aren't changing it, and they don't have to because they're not being required to. And I think if you are in any way close to a white content creator, I know a white content creator that has now a similar following to a following that I have, that I've literally built in a short space of time, and they've been a micro influencer for the whole time I've known them, which now is a number of years. And even in the opportunities that they are afforded consistently, when I look at what they're doing and what they're being offered, I find it ridiculously mad. From PR that they're being sent, to bookings that they're getting, to even just gifting, which I don't accept. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, your engagement is low, but you're making money. And that's not what I can't say the same for the black creators that I know personally, who have been transparent enough to say, there's no peas.
That's why I wanted to ask. I asked it like from like such a, obviously because I chat to you, I know there's a difference and stuff. But I asked it from such like an outsider perspective, because I don't watch like much white content creators, especially in terms of like female YouTube as well. So I have no idea what the difference would be, because all I know is, at least from like the female side of YouTube, is black women. So I don't know, like the only white content creator on YouTube I can think of is Molly May.
Oh, and she's huge.
And I only know really that because of Love Island, and she did her giveaway. Like, I wouldn't really know too much other than that. That's why I was asking.
I hear that. But yeah, there's definitely a difference, man.
There are a lot of them.
There's
as
a
well.
lot. That's the sad truth about it. That's the sad truth about
You
it.
would think that, I personally, what I always find a bit mind blowing is you would think that because in the grand scheme there are so few black creators, even though it seems like there's like people are on Twitter like every girl has a YouTube channel. If you think about every girl having a YouTube channel, you think about the percentage of black people in the UK. Ask yourself who really has a YouTube channel out of the people you know personally. And if you can't name 5, every girl doesn't have a YouTube channel. Because if you go on YouTube and you type in Zara Hall, for the first page,
the same babes are coming up that
you're seeing the same people. And if it's not people who you are subscribed to, they're all white girls. So you would think that, it's going to be... You'd think it's going to be us. It's going to be the Mees, the Mackays, the Yvonne Victorias. You don't even see us on the first page in the same way. So I feel like there's so much space on YouTube that it seems mad that brands don't have budget or can't pay you, because there are people you've never heard of who are making bare money. And you think it's only Molly May makes sense to be making money because everybody's heard of her at this point. But there are people you literally have never ever heard of who are being paid bare.
Like I saw one stat that was like the content creators in America, like the white content creators compared to the black ones, and it was I wish I still had a picture. It was like
I know the one you're talking about.
250K like difference off rip, like, and I was just like, raw. One,
it's even giving me chills.
That's a lot of money to be making, like, but then just that the difference. I think their first like promos was like the 250, and the Black Women's one was like 4.
Yeah, like 9K or something.
That is ridiculous, fam.
It's real. I see it. I see the results.
Bumper to cleat.